Hello everyone and welcome back to another Figurehead Reviews, and today we are looking at the DC Comics Multiverse Legends of Tomorrow Hawkman in the King Shark Collect and Connect wave. Of course, we have Hawkman here in the front window box, the Legends of Tomorrow logo at the top, Multiverse logo at the top, nothing really on this side. On this side we do get some artwork with Hawkman. It says Reincarnated Egyptian Prince with powers of strength and flight. And on the back, we do have the other figures in the wave that you need to build the King Shark Collect and Connect figure. And on the bottom, the UPC code, but I don't think you're going to have a hard time finding this guy because he is still peg warming a lot of shelves. But enough about that. Let's go ahead and get this open and take a look at Hawkman. And here is Hawkman out of the packaging, and right out of the gate I can tell you I got a couple of issues. Those wings unfortunately make him very off balance when trying to stand him up, and because of that limited Mattel articulation, his legs don't really get you in any dynamic posing to be able to shift that weight around. So I use this flight stand here just to try to get him into something of an action pose, which actually not too bad. That's the one thing with Mattel's figures, you can kind of get some decent poses like this. But yeah, overall it's going to be another Mattel figure, so we get what we get with that. But we're going to take a closer look here at the wings. We're going to count that as an accessory. We'll take a look at his mace. Won't take a look. He does come with this piece here for the King Shark Collect and Connect figure. We won't look at that. But let's get a closer look at the wings and the mace, and then we'll get a closer look at Hawkman. And looking at the wings first here, it's decently sculpted with the feathers here, and you actually do get a little bit of shading there with the feathers, so they look just not like a big brown piece of plastic, so that's actually kind of cool. So you do get the down pose here, and then of course the pose I had earlier with the wings up, you got these hinges very similar to the MCU Vulture Marvel Legends. You do have these hinges here, so you can bring them back and actually get it back pretty far, although that kind of looks silly. And then they can kind of come forward a little bit too. And of course that hinge does allow them to go further up, but that just looks weird because wings aren't built like that. And the wing itself is actually just a port in his back, so you just have that square rectangular peg, and you just pop it in and it's in, and it honestly doesn't take much effort to take it out. Now looking at his mace, pretty basic, nothing too special. It is made of a bendy material, so that's not a very strong mace. And of course, the other thing that we always get with Mattel accessories, a nice big old stamp that says China right on it there. I don't know why they have to stamp the accessories. Maybe I just overlook it on Marvel Legends, but I always feel like it's so prominent on Mattel stuff. But enough about that, let's go ahead and get a better look at Hawkman. And looking up close here at the head sculpt, and right away you just see the usual woes of the mass-marketed figure. The painting is not spectacular. He's got a little spot there on his nose, a little spot on the top of his head, the flesh tones right there on the side of the mask. So yeah, the painting could definitely be better. Look at that huge gap there on the neck. Ugh. Yeah, same thing on the other side. I mean, the head sculpt's, all right. I mean, the flesh tone looks fine. The camera, I think it looks a little bit different, but I mean, the flesh tone seems fine. Looking at the rest of the figure, he does have these soft goods shoulder pads. They're glued down, but it doesn't hinder too badly the arm range, so that's not too bad. Looking at the logo on his chest, or rather the jewel, looks fine. Actually, pretty decently painted for such a small piece. Kind of a surprise considering the face. Line work there looks good. Yeah. He's got these pouches here on the side, which is another soft good. The belt does not appear to be removable or even slide at all though, but thankfully again, not too bad with the legs. So I noticed on the back right there, you have a stress mark where I'm not sure if that was from me bending the leg back. I noticed the beginnings of a stress mark on that leg. Let's see what happens here. Bending it back. Yeah, it's getting a little bit bigger. So yeah, be careful on the range there because you're going to get some stress marks. So, pants though look good. They actually molded in his fly. That's actually kind of funny. And boots. His feet seem a little small. I don't know, maybe that's me. But yeah, his feet seem just a little bit small. But overall detail's not bad. It's just kind of a lackluster character, I guess. And real quick, checking out the scale here, Hawkman comes in at about 6¼ inches tall if we're going to the tip of the ears there. So does fit in line with all the other figures. His wingspan is almost probably about 11 inches from what I saw. Looking at the articulation though, you got a head that moves side to side. You don't get any up or down at all. His arms can come up pretty far, and again, that is plastic, or soft goods rather, so it does go up with the arm, so that's good. Rotation, you might have to be a little bit more careful when you're hitting it though. He actually has a kind of a mid bicep cut right there just above the elbow, single jointed elbow with not a whole lot of range, and he does just have a swivel on there, of course, no hinge or anything. He does have an ab crunch, which actually looks down pretty far, looks back decent. He does have a waist rotation. His legs can go far apart, and again, those pouches do move aside, so that is good. Kicks forward about that far, backwards about that far, but remember what we saw with the stress marks. He's got this lower thigh cut here, single jointed knee, and he does only have a hinge on the ankle, and it doesn't even give that much range on the hinge. That far back, that far forward. So that's kind of what I was talking about with the limited dynamics there for the poses. And for a quick comparison, here we have Hawkman in the middle. Next to the other figures from this wave that I have reviewed so far, you have the Jim Gordon Batman, Batgirl, Zoom from the Flash TV series, and the Dark Knight Returns Joker. And that about does it for this review, guys. So overall, limited articulation that we've seen with the Multiverse line. The wings, like I said, for standing poses, throw them a little off balance. It's kind of hard to see, but I got him leaning forward a fair amount to keep the balance so he doesn't fall forward on his face. And the lack of articulation in the legs really means that if you don't have a flight stand and you're trying to do a standing pose, this is about as dynamic as it gets. So, you know, if you're trying to get all the Arrowverse type stuff, you know, the DC TV show figures, then, you know, get it for the collection. But if you're not trying to build King Shark and you're not collecting for the Arrowverse, you know, and if you're definitely not a completionist like I am, you know, I'd say pass on this figure. I wasn't that impressed with him. But anyway, guys, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this figure. If you like the review, please hit that like button. If you like content that I'm putting out there, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and you know, I'll keep making the content just like this. But aside from that, guys, thank you for watching the video, and have a great day.